How we doing today, guys? We're back with another episode of Off the Shelf, and today we have our boy Vegeta. Now, this is the Demonical Fit Deep Blue Vegeta. I got it for a really, really good deal, which is why I picked it up, because I was a little bit hesitant about Demonical Fit right off the bat. You know, I hadn't had any experience with them, so I wasn't 100% sure on how I felt about them. So I was like, you know what? I got a good deal. I'll pick this up, see how it is. What's the worst? I don't like it. It can sit on the shelf, but I actually did fall in love with it. I love the blue metallic of the hair for this Vegeta, and the articulation is right up there with SH Figure Arts. I would dare say they are definitely a competitor. The paint is really good. He's got that like extra little shine to him. I'm pretty sure the deep blue is supposed to be for Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what it's supposed to represent. Get a good look at that face. The faceplate hair is a different shade of blue than the head hair. So that is a thing. If you are super, super picky and you're going to notice that and it's going to drive you nuts, then this is probably not the figure for you. But it's not like, I don't know if you can tell, you guys can tell if that looks bad to you or not, but like it doesn't really bother me. You can tell, but it doesn't really bother me. The rest of the body, very, very similar in joints to SH Figure Arts. Not quite exactly the same, but very similar. Articulation is really good. I mean, you can get him into some nice posing. As far as like ab crunch goes, that's about all you're gonna get with this guy. And then he can kind of lean back a little bit. You can look down. You can look up. Standard side to side. Not much different on that one. Legs, got some pretty decent articulation. His legs do go out quite far. Pretty decent split. Oh, I just popped the leg out. Look at that, see? That's why you never ever force these guys. I mean, I didn't force it, but I was just kind of moving it, but yeah. I think I got it back in the right way. Hopefully I got it back in the right way. He'll stand, so your typical toe joint that there we go. Didn't really want to move, so legs, ankle joint, you can get decent foot articulation out there if you want him kicking somebody in the face or chest or something. But yeah, I definitely say it definitely rivals SH Figure Arts. I'm very happy with Demonical Fit's products so far. I have the Bardock head sculpt for Super Saiyan. I'm absolutely in love with that. And then I think I picked this guy up for like $40, and I think they go for around 80, secondhand. So I did get a good deal on it. But let's get into the face sculpts, because as we see, we have the stoic Vegeta, just grumpy Vegeta, and then you get a angry, gritted teeth Vegeta, which is pretty, we've all seen him have that face multiple times. You get the smirk. This time it is a slightly opened mouth smirk. So a little bit different than, I just love the details in the eyes. A little bit different than the SH Figure Arts smirk for Vegeta. And then last but not least, we get the screamy, yelly Vegeta, which is pretty typical of Vegeta. He's usually screaming or yelling about something. It is Vegeta, so you do get the crossed arms if you would like to put that on him. I have not done that with this one. I don't particularly like this style of crossed arms. I prefer the newer style where they break in the middle. They come apart in the middle so that, you know, you can put them on each arm and pop them in. But I have not used these yet, so hey, if you have this one and you have put these on, you know, well, you know, I'll probably see about putting it. Might require. Oh, yeah, okay, it pops right off. All right, I thought it might require like some hot water. Oh, I think I just flung his head. I will be right back. I did fling his head across the room. Had to go get it. That's what his inside of his head looks like if you wanted to check that out. But yeah, that was great, you know. Trying to do something and throw the other pieces around. And then I believe, yeah, you just gotta kind of line it up right. And pop that on in there, I think. This is why I'm saying I don't particularly care for this style of the crossed arms, because they never like to go on right. They always sit funky and they never pop in. Yeah, I can't. I don't know. We'll just do this side, I guess. Is that in? Is that in? I think that's it. And then we'll pop that side in. That's definitely not in. I think that's about as close as I'm gonna get it, without putting up too much force. But it does go in. It does look pretty good. And then it immediately pops right back out. It probably a little like heat would probably make this a little bit easier, but because this side popped in fine, the other side just doesn't really want to, which is exactly why I don't usually use them. I have used it on the Diama figure. Really hoping that's in all the way. Probably could have pulled those out to help with the crossed arms, but I don't know. There's no like satisfying little, you know, pop of it being in. It just kind of slides in. So that's the beginning of the arms and hands and stuff. So I mean, you know, if that's your thing, that's your thing. You do get 2 of these blasty hands. So you can do energy blasts or blocking energy blasts. You get 2 of these fighting stance hands. So, you know, you can do that kind of fighting stance. Or grabbing. I think you could put something in those hands. You get these key blast hands or handstand hands. You could use it from flipping off the table or something like that, but or a key blast. You get these grapple hands, catching a punch, catching an energy blast, you know, something like that, a kick, what have you. Then you get the thumbs up, which is kind of neat. I think I have got one of these with one of my other SH Figure Arts Vegetas, so I do like those. And then you get this one, which is from for the peace sign, or I'm not really sure. I can't remember specifically when I saw Vegeta use a hand sign like this. But if you remember an episode, throw it in the comments. Let me know. I'm curious now. And then, as you've seen throughout this whole video, we have this beautiful backdrop which comes with the figure. It's very nice, hefty plastic. It's hollow, so it's not super heavy, but it does sit nicely on the ground. And you also get these two little mini whooshy energy, so you can put them on the side of it. You know, so then you can have him powering up, as most Saiyans in Dragon Ball do. So you give him a little power up stance, and then there you go, you have him powering up. But yes, this is the Demonical Fit Vegeta, the deep blue. And I think it's great. I highly recommend picking it up if you're into Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and figures. Well, I guess you probably have to be someone interested in figures if you're watching this video. But anyway, this video is starting to get a little bit long. There's a lot to talk about with this guy. So we'll cut it there. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Please help the channel out. You know we appreciate it. Help me keep bringing cool stuff to you guys and showing you all this cool stuff. And most importantly, have a great day.